Tonight's homework is an area and perimeter review. It's pages 103 and 104. Number 1 says, Hector says you have to measure the length of every side of the square to find the perimeter. Do you agree with him? Why or why not? Well, I typed out my answer underneath here and I said no, because all 4 sides of a square are the same length. So you only need to measure one side and then you know all 4 sides. Number 2, which equation shows how to measure the perimeter? Well, I want to add up all the sides, but I can kind of do it as a shortcut if I know this side is 3 and this side is 3. So I can do 3 times 2. And if this side is 8 and this side is 8, then I can do 8 times 2. And that's this equation. I can do 3 times 2 and 8 times 2, which is the same as 3 plus 3 and 8 plus 8. Number 3. Mr. Hunter is trying to find the distance from one side of his whiteboard to the other. Mr. Hunter is measuring. Do I want the area, the length, or the perimeter? If I'm only measuring one side, if I'm starting here and measuring here, then we're just measuring the length. If he was measuring all the way around, it would be perimeter. And if he was measuring the inside, it would be the area. But just the one side is the length. Number 4, which of these situations is about perimeter? Determining the number of tiles needed to cover a floor. If I'm covering a floor, that's the area, because I want the inside of the floor. Determine how many feet of fencing is needed to surround a backyard. That is perimeter. And let's make sure that's the best answer. Determining the width of a table, that's just the width. Number 5, Beckett and his mom are going to paint the living room. They need to measure the room so they know how much paint to buy. They should measure the wall in square centimeters. Would be really, really tiny. So I'm going to cross that one off. Square feet could work. Square inches could work, but that would be pretty tiny, because I know that walls are taller than me and I'm 60 inches. And so if I have to go more than that, that would be a pretty tough multiplication. And square miles rooms are not miles big. So I'm going to say square feet. On the back, the rectangle has an area of 45 square feet. What is the missing measure? Well, I know that if I do my length times my width, I get my area. So let's fill in. The length is 5. I don't know the width, and the area is 45. So I need to think 5 times what is 45? Or I could think of it as 45 divided by 5, which is 9. So my missing area is 9 feet. Number 7. Tom wants to find the area of his school's basketball court. Well, we just showed the area before. It is length times width. And number 8. Alexandra and her dad built a deck in their backyard. It has an area of 48 square feet and a perimeter of 28 feet. Circle the drawing that shows the deck they built. I'm going to check the area first. 6 times 8 is 48, so it could be that one. 9 times 5 is 45, so that one's out. 12 times 4 is 48, so it could be that one. So now we have to check the perimeter. 6 plus 6, or 6 times 2 is 12. And 8 plus 8, or 8 times 2 is 16. 12 plus 16 is 28. So that one works. That one we already crossed off. Let's try this one. 12 times 2 is 24. 4 times 2 is 8. And 24 plus 8 is 32, and that's too big. So it must be the first one. And that is tonight's homework, reviewing our perimeter and area.